morning people, it's Rich here from Smoky Bros, and this is Smoky Bros Projects. If you love your chicken juicy, hot, nice crispy charcoal char on the outside, there's nothing better to cook it in than a tandoor. That's right, I'm going to show you with a few materials how you can make your very own one in your back garden. A few simple tools, a few simple materials, a dry sunny day, that's all you need. Let me give you a close-up of the things that you need. Okay, so on to the things that you need. You need a terracotta pot. You can get a whitewashed one. I prefer not to use that. That's because this one is much smoother all the way through the inside. It'll be much nicer to cook a flat naan bread on. Some fire bricks. I've got about 20. They're very easy to cut through with a normal saw, and they help retain the heat inside the walls of your galvanised bin. This is going to make up the base of your tandoor itself. It's an empty drum. You can see right through there. It's fairly clean. It was about 20 odd pounds off eBay. Some fire cement. I've got 2 tubs just in case, but this is going to be really important when you're sticking down your fire bricks into the base. Some vermiculite. Yes, it's upside down. It's because I've opened it the wrong way around. This is traditionally used in loft insulations, and basically it's just so good at insulating heat, keeping it all trapped in. It doesn't allow heat to pass through, which is really important because we don't actually want any heat to pass through the tin. And that's all you need in terms of tools. I've got this very old rusty scraper just to help me spread the fire cement. I've got a traditional saw here to cut through the fire bricks, which is really easy to go through. Got some string to help me line up the cut around the terracotta pot, scissors, a pencil to help me guide where I need to cut through on the bricks as well as the pot itself, and a circular saw. Ensure that the blade that you've got on here can cut through the steel tin, and that's it. Now with your terracotta pot, I advise you to soak it in some water, preferably salty water. It helps with the walls in terms of the naan sticking on there, but if you let it soak for quite some time, then take it out, you then need to let it completely dry so that it's ready for you to be able to start constructing. But whilst I'm cutting all the other pieces and getting everything prepped, I'll let this soak. Okay, the first step is just to add in a very small base layer of vermiculite. I'm going to fill this up to about 1 inch of the bottom ring, and that's all you need before you can start layering in your fire bricks. Okay, the next step is to line up your fire bricks. They're all loose. Just put them in a grid 4x4, and what you want to do is get your tin, place it on top, and draw a circumference around it. I'm going to get a pencil, start drawing a line. And the purpose of this would be, once you've got your line for the base layer, get your saw and start cutting through all these bricks so they'll fit deep inside. And there you have it. You've got your circle, get your saw, start cutting through. Got it, circle's cut, nice and complete. It's a few chips because they are quite brittle, but I wouldn't worry too much. We're going to fill those with fire cement anyway, so it should all be fine. Now we're going to layer our base. Okay, I've just checked, just tried to line up the pieces inside the drum. It's slightly too big, so what I'm going to do now is just go and sand around all the edges to just bring the diameter down a bit. Okay, so circle's cut. All the fire bricks are in place. This is your base. What you want to do now is get your fire cement You want to make sure all of these seals are completely covered, and these little holes and cracks, just dip your fire cement in there so it's completely sealed off.
Next, what you want to do is, once that cement is down, your bricks are in place, is line up your terracotta pot to be cut. Use a piece of string, it's the best way to get an even line across the circumference of the pot. Pencil and a ruler, ensure that it's lined up all the way around.
Day 2, heavens opened yesterday, and like I mentioned, you need a dry sunny day to be able to do this. Dry today, looks okay. Cement actually has set overnight. It still needs heat once you turn it on to actually set and dry, but that will happen. Hello? Yeah. Now the next step is to put in the vermiculite around the stones. Insulation. I'll give you a close up.
Right, within these walls is where you want to add vermiculite. That's going to give it that added padded insulation outside of the fire bricks. And there you have it. All the vermiculite is down, compressed into the gaps to make sure all the heat will stay trapped behind the bricks. Next step is to cut a hole for the airflow towards the bottom. There we have it. Airflow. Make sure it doesn't go too close to the bottom, doesn't go above the fire bricks, and we're good to go. The next step here is, similar to this wall that you've built, you need to build a ceiling up here, just above the cut, just above the entry to go across here. As an added next step, to add further insulation and for a seat for my pot, I've cut any pieces I had remaining to fill the gaps. They're going to act as almost, like I mentioned, your seat. You'll see the ring, which I'm going to cement down in place. As mentioned, just for is the extra piece that's been created just above the air vent. It's been cemented on in place, filled up with the vermiculite. Almost ready for the final touch. Onto the final stage. Get your pot in position.
Then the final step is to attach the terracotta pot to your platform. I'm going to use the rest of the fire cement to keep it nice and secure and to trap any heat in. You need to make sure there are no holes or gaps between the pot and a platform. So here it goes. Okay, so once you've started to add in the insulation, what you want to do is compact it as much as possible, squeeze it down with a lot of force. Obviously the gaps are quite small, so you could shove your fingers in there, except I don't think you'll be able to get the force that you want. So what I'm using is a spare brick to squeeze down and make it as compact and tight as possible to prevent any heat from escaping. It will take some time because you obviously need to add the layers up. Ideally you want to go almost to the top of the pot. Now the tandoor is done, I'm going to start curing it. There's a couple of ways to do this, loads of sites tell you different ways to do it. Some even tell you to make like a tandoori paste and wrap it all the way around it. Except the way we're going to do it today is using plain old yogurt. So just get your fingers and just apply it to the whole inside of your clay pot, all the way around and all the way through. I'll leave it to set there for about half an hour to an hour. Then what I'll probably do is add a little bit of olive oil. Yeah, it's yogurt. You like yogurt, don't you? Yeah, what is it called? Oh, it's Remy's yogurt. It's Remy's yogurt, apparently. Sorry, I'm using Remy's yogurt, aren't I? No, you definitely can't eat this one. So once this is done, like I said, you can see it, I've applied a really thin layer. After that layer is done, I'm going to add a little bit of olive oil. I'm going to leave it to set for about an hour, and then I'm going to light the first fire, and we are done. Let's take a closer look into the tandoor. That's it, all of the Mickey lights sat around the pot, all padded, get nice and tight. Now to start a fire, let it burn for about 4 hours, low heat. Once that fire's burnt out, we can then add some more fuel to it, and then we're ready to cook. So it all comes down to this, the ultimate test. I've just attached a cheap thermometer to the top. This will enable me to know how much heat is actually going on inside the tandoor. Yeah, all the numbers on there. Yeah, you see how hot that is on me. Oh, you want to put the lid on? Okay, fine. If you look inside, Remy. Got some briquettes and some wood fire burning. I'm going to light it up. I'm going to get the heat rolling. Right. There we go, fire's on. First official fire. This is to help with the curing process. I'm not actually going to start any cooking just yet. This is just to ensure the fire cement's all sealed, because the heat will help with that. And the pot will get used to the heat. I'm going to try and keep it low, relatively low. I'm going to try and keep it under 200. He's excited. Once this first fire's done, I reckon between 3 and 4 hours, so I'll keep topping up the briquettes, but 3 to 4 hours, then we'll be good to go. After that, I can go for maximum heat and start cooking.